What would you do if the person you loved most betrayed you the moment you gave them everything? I stood in the corner of the reception hall, the clink of champagne glasses and laughter swirling around me like a storm I couldn't escape. My brother, Ethan, was the center of it all, his new bride, Clara, glowing beside him. The venue sparkled crystal chandeliers, white roses cascading over every table, a string quartet playing softly in the background. It was perfect, just as I'd envisioned when I wrote the checks. $50,000 for the wedding, another 20 for their dream honeymoon in Santorini. Every cent came from my savings, the nest egg I'd built over years of late nights at the office, sacrificing vacations and personal dreams. But for Ethan, it was worth it. He was my only family, the one constant in a life that had taken so much from us. We'd grown up in a small apartment, just the two of us and Mom after Dad left. I was 10, Ethan 6, when we learned to lean on each other. I helped him with homework, patched his scraped knees, and promised we'd make it through. When Mom passed 5 years ago, it was just us again. I became the big brother who didn't just protect but provided. Ethan had big dreams, a graphic designer with a flair for creativity but no knack for saving. So when he proposed to Clara and confessed they couldn't afford the wedding they wanted, I didn't hesitate. "I've got you," I told him, like always. The planning consumed months. I worked with Clara to pick the venue, tasted cakes, even convinced the florist to throw in extra roses for free. Ethan called me his guardian angel, his voice thick with gratitude. I believed him. I saw the love in his eyes, the same look he'd given me as a kid when I'd sneak him extra cookies or stay up late to chase away his nightmares. This wedding wasn't just a day, it was my gift to his future, a way to prove that no matter what, I'd always be there. The ceremony was flawless. Clara walked down the aisle in a dress that shimmered like starlight, and Ethan's vows brought tears to everyone's eyes, including mine. I stood as his best man, my chest tight with pride. The reception buzzed with joy, guests danced, the cake was cut, and I gave a speech that made the room laugh and cry. To Ethan and Clara, I toasted, "May your love be as unbreakable as our bond." Ethan hugged me, whispering, "I don't know how I'll ever repay you, Mark." I waved it off. Family doesn't keep score. But as the night wound down, something shifted. I was gathering my coat when Ethan pulled me aside, his face unreadable. "Mark, can we talk outside?" he asked. I followed him to the quiet patio, the music fading behind us. The air was cool, the stars bright overhead. I expected another thank you, maybe a heartfelt moment between brothers. Instead, Ethan's eyes were cold, his voice flat. "I need space," he said. "Clara and we think it's best if we don't talk for a while. You've been too involved, Mark. It's overwhelming." I stood there, stunned, the words not sinking in. "What are you talking about?" I paid for all of this." My voice cracked, gesturing to the venue, the lights, the life I'd poured into his day. Ethan shrugged, avoiding my gaze. "I know, and I'm grateful, but we need to set boundaries. You're not my parent. I don't need you hovering anymore." He turned and walked back inside, leaving me alone under the stars. I felt the ground tilt beneath me, my heart splintering like glass. I drove home in a daze, replaying every moment of the past year. Had I been too involved? Had my love smothered him? I couldn't sleep that night, or the next. Ethan didn't call. His texts stopped. When I reached out, my messages went unread. Clara, who'd once called me the best brother-in-law, blocked me on social media. I was erased, like a guest who'd overstayed their welcome. The pain wasn't just the money, it was the betrayal, the realization that the brother I'd raised, loved, sacrificed for, had cut me out the moment he got what he wanted. Weeks passed, and the silence grew heavier. I threw myself into work, but the emptiness followed me. Then, one rainy afternoon, I got a call from an unfamiliar number. It was Lily, Ethan's childhood friend, someone I hadn't seen in years. She'd been at the wedding, a quiet presence in the crowd. "Mark, I need to tell you something," she said, her voice hesitant. "Ethan, he's been telling people you pressured him into taking your money. That you made him feel guilty, like he owed you. Clara's been saying it too." I didn't believe it, but I thought you should know. The twist hit me like a punch. Ethan hadn't just cut me off, was rewriting our story, painting me as the overbearing brother who'd forced his generosity on them. I thanked Lily, my voice hollow, and hung up. Anger flared, then faded into something deeper, grief. I didn't recognize the brother I'd loved. Had he always been this way, or had Clara's influence changed him? I'd never know, because he wouldn't talk to me. But Lily's call sparked something. She started checking in, dropping by with coffee or a kind word. She shared stories of Ethan from their school days, reminding me of the boy he used to be. One evening, over takeout in my quiet apartment, she said, "You didn't deserve this, Mark. But you don't have to let it define you. You're more than Ethan's brother." Her words were a lifeline, pulling me from the darkness. Lily became a friend, then something more, a reminder that family isn't always blood. Months later, I saw Ethan's post online, a photo from Santorini, him and Clara smiling against a sunset. No mention of me, no trace of the sacrifices that got them there. I felt a pang, but it didn't break me. I'd started rebuilding, finding joy in small things, dinners with Lily, volunteering at a community center, saving for my own dreams. I realized I'd given Ethan everything, but I'd neglected myself. His betrayal forced me to see my own worth, to stop living for someone else's happiness. I don't know if Ethan will ever reach out. Part of me hopes he will, that we'll find a way back to each other. But I've learned that love doesn't mean giving until you're empty. It means knowing when to let go, when to choose yourself. I paid for my brother's wedding, his honeymoon, his moment of joy. And in the end, his betrayal gave me something priceless, the courage to build a life that's mine.